you see that there's a line tangent from this circle to the radius 3 circle that we just drew. So let's draw that in there. L, enter, T-A-N, enter, and I'll go tangent, and then I want to type T-A-N again and make sure I'm on the radius 3, and there you have that line. Okay, so now we have a rather strange dimension. We're given a dimension of r. Okay, we can see where the center of this arc with the radius r is located. It's located, if you were to look at the 2.12 dimension in your book, you can see that, you know, if you follow it all the way around, that the center of this arc should be at the bottom quadrant of this circle. Okay, but we don't know the radius. Okay, but we can see that it's tangent to this 2.38 radius circle slash arc that we have here. Okay, so let's use what we know. Let's draw a circle. C, enter, and the bottom of the circle should be at the bottom quadrant of this 2.12 radius circle. So I'll locate it there, and I'm not worried about the radius right now because I don't know it. So I'm just going to draw the circle extended beyond where it needs to go. Okay. What I need to do is I want to fix this circle in place. Okay, and I'll go to the parametric tab and use the fix constraint to make sure it won't move. So I'll click on fix, click on the circle, and it's hard to see, but watch when I get near that circle. You can see that at the bottom of the 2.12 radius circle, there's a point that comes up. You see the point right between the first and second zeros on the 3.00 dimension, which is the bottom quadrant of the radius 2, the 2.12 radius circle. So I'll just click, and that fixes this circle in place. Okay, the center of the circle will remain where it is. Okay, now we don't know the radius, but we don't need it because we've applied proper constraints, and all we have to do now is to use the tangent constraint. So I'll click on tangent, and I will click on this arc is tangent to the 2.38 radius arc. So I'll click on the 2.38 radius circle. I'll click on that circle, and then I will click on the circle that I just created, and you can see that it drew this circle tangent, and it pulled it where it needs to be. Okay, and the center point, when I say pull it, it pulled it to the radius it needs to be. The location stayed the same, the center point stayed the same. Okay, so now we can draw a line tangent from this circle to the circle that we just drew. So L, enter, T-A-N, enter. I'll click on that circle, T-A-N, enter, click on that circle. Okay. So believe it or not, our object is in there. Okay, everything's constructed. We just need to do some careful trimming. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hide all geometric constraints by clicking this button here, and then hide all dimensional constraints by clicking that button there. I'm also going to turn off my construction layer. This will help with the trimming operation. So you don't have to do this the way I'm doing it, but just be careful that you trim what you intend to trim. So TR, enter. Click this line, and then enter, and now I'll click that circle to create the arc that I want. Okay, TR, enter. I'll click that line and this line, enter. Now I'll click the arc here. Okay, so this arc runs between this line and this arc. So TR, enter, line, arc, enter, and then I'll click that part of the circle, so that goes away. TR, enter. I'll go from here to here, enter, then click that arc there. TR, enter. I'll click the arc, both circles, I'm sorry, and click there. TR, enter. Let me click that, and then I can click, TR, enter. Click that arc, enter, and then click here and click here. I think that's not. Let me trim that one. Okay. TR enter. I'll click that arc and the small, enter, and then click that. And let's see how this one goes. So TR enter, I'll click on that line and then click here, trim that, TR enter, click that arc, and then there. Okay, so there's the top half of our outside caliper. And let's turn our construction line back on, and let's mirror this across this horizontal axis. So MIRROR, enter, and let me select all these objects. Make sure that you get everything, so you only have to do one mirror operation. You don't want to mirror the construction lines though. So after you select all the objects, press enter, and then we want to go from endpoint to endpoint as our mirror line. Do we want to erase source objects? The answer is no, so type N, enter, and now we want to turn off our construction layer. Now we've got some overlay here because of the way we did this mirror operation, so let's just take a look and just single click on these arcs, and let me type E and erase for enter. I mean for to erase that arc. And I also want to click on that one and then erase. Okay, I just wanted to see how much overlay we had there. Now let me undo. Okay, so we have two arcs basically laying on top of one another. So let me trim, TR enter, and I'll click on this line. I think I can do this, and then click on this arc. Okay, so now let me erase that, and there's no overlay. Okay, which is what we want. Now you can see in your text that this is a hidden line from here to here, okay, which is a part of our line and part of our arc. Okay, so what we're going to use is the a variation on the break command that we've used before, but we're going to break at point. Now you can enter this manually, but I think it's a lot easier with a button. There's the break that I used in a previous video. I used the BR enter as my command alias. This break at point also uses BR enter as a command alias, but the way you enter the command greatly changes the outcome. So we want to break at point, and I want to select the line as my object, and then I'll just select this intersection as my point to break. Okay, and now you can see that line is divided at the line there. We'll do the same thing with the arc. Break at point, I want to break the arc, and then I want to use the end of this line as my break point. Okay, and now that's divided. Now I want to click on these and select those and change those to the hidden layer, and now I want to join those lines to make them, or the line and the arc to make them one. So let me type join, enter, then I want to select the arc and the line, enter, and now this is one entity. Okay. Alright, so now I want to draw the hexagon, which is pretty easy after everything else we've already done. So let me type POL, enter, and I want to enter 6 sides, 6, enter. The center of my polygon needs to be at the center of this arc, so I'll select that. I want to select circumscribed about a circle since I'm given a dimension across flats, so C, enter. And the radius of my circle will be 0.31. Okay, and you can see that the hexagon is in there, but the rotation is incorrect. So the orientation is incorrect. So let me try to rotate this into place, and I'll use the center point as a snap. And luckily, I'm able to just pull it straight up. And when I do my rotate, let me do that again. RO, enter. Click on the hexagon, enter, and I want the center point. Make sure your center point snap's turned on. Left click, and then you can just pull it straight up if you have your polar tracking on, and then left click, and it rotates in the correct orientation. So I need to add the circle in the center there. C, enter, again at the center point, and the diameter needs to be 0.32. Okay, so that's your completed construction. Don't forget to add your center lines. There's only 2 that you need to worry about. Do not dimension this object. But I hope you found this video useful. I know it was a little bit confusing,